As it is 7 p.m., we will officially call the October meeting of the Brandon City Council to order. Council's had the opportunity to read through the minutes from last month's meeting, as well as the claims for payment. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion by Neil.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the minutes from the September meeting as well as claims for payment. Any further discussion? None heard. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Land use permits. We'll start with a new shed for the Burlster property.
I need to double check with Mo on that, but I mean, it's his property, but Dave and I were talking about some water lines there. So I didn't get a chance to talk to him today, but I will talk to him. Yeah.
Would it be something you could be able to pick up and move?
I
One
don't
torch or
know if
something?
it is.
What zone is that in?
If you
It's
do
still
have,
owned
it.
by 16 feet.
Central Business District.
It's central business, so he can go right up on the property line,
Okay,
but we would prefer if he didn't.
right.
Well, and he is 4 feet.
Yep.
Yeah,
He wants to go close, but I think still be able to get like the mower behind there. I think is what he told me his plan was. Is that there?
So is he gonna grow?
I wonder if it'll obstruct.
He's the shed is to put all of the decorations, Betty's decorations in it.
Oh,
What if it'll obstruct any view from the house that's there?
yeah, that's his main thing, is to not see the property on the other side.
Right, but if he can't see the property, they also cannot see out their windows.
No, I think he wants to put it.
He wants to put it by
Put it next to
Engelman's.
Engelman's building.
He wants to put it by Engelman's, not by the house.
Oh, back by, okay.
Yes,
Not by
yes,
Zimmerman's house.
not by Zimmerman's house.
building.
He wants to put it, yeah,
By the
Oh, so
commercial.
it's
So
back
it's a
further
commercial,
to-
yeah.
Got it, okay.
yeah.
Okay,
he will need a building permit also then, right? Is his size is 16 by 12? I think so.
Yes, he will if it's over 200 square feet.
And we approved contingent upon final approval by Public Works. We do that?
This is under 200,
Yeah.
Is it? I didn't know, I didn't do.
16 by 12.
16 by 12 is under 200.
Yeah.
Okay, well then he doesn't need one.
I didn't think
If
he
it's
did, but I
16 by
didn't.
12, I'm assuming he's not gonna put footing, but that's what I haven't talked to him about yet. So. But I will make sure to talk to him tomorrow morning, catch him when he.
No, I think it's-
Go for breakfast.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve contingent upon final inspection and approval by Public Works.
I'll second that.
motion and second to approve the permit application for a new shed for the Burlster, contingent on final approval by Public Works. Any further discussion? Not all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Land use permit for Marty Ackman, 811 South 4th Street. Also erect a utility shed.
Need to do the same thing, because Dave just informed me of another water line I didn't know existed, that we need to verify.
Doesn't it, do you know this, what the setbacks, there's nothing on the thing. Application. How far does he want to?
He's more than 10 feet off of his property line.
Okay, 10 feet plus on both.
Yeah. But Dave informed me of another water line that I didn't know was back there. I need to verify that he's not gonna be going over it.
Would the water line not be his water line though? Like
No, I'm gonna let Dave take this.
Oh, I don't know. It's like, why do we have a water on his property?
Dale Radine, when he built that house, tapped on to the, city main, you got Mike Markson's and Randy Bird's property and then a private line. Dale, you weren't living there, part of that, he ran a line to his new house. And then Bob Ryan, was added on to that line and took it out to his place, and somewheres in the meantime, Dale severed that line, that severance is, and I want to make sure that Marty is aware that there's a very private line there that he knows about.
Bill Reading was pretty involved with that when Dale was doing that, so he might have some knowledge about where they,
I'm sure Marty would appreciate knowing where
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it's right where that shed's gonna go.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I would assume.
I'll reach out to Marty tonight, talk to him.
And his is what, oh, 10 by 20.
His is under 200 feet.
It is 200 feet.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve contingent upon public work final inspection and approval.
I'll second.
Motion and second to approve the land use permit for Athman, contingent on public works, final approval and inspection. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Open forum, any? No one here, okay. Infrastructure project update, 2024.
Yeah, we just have, pay estimate 5 and final here, I believe that was included in your packet. That would be for the last payment to Schmidt Construction. We have not gotten a signed copy back from them yet, we're still waiting on that. I did get a message from, Jeff Schmidt this morning, he did look at the quantities, he did agree with those, so the quantity and the amount, he's given us a thumbs up on, but we have not gotten that signed copy back. We also need a couple other things, being that it's a final pay estimate. We need some IC 134 forms from the Minnesota Department of Revenue, from both Schmidt and their subcontractors. We need their consent of surety for final payment form from their bonding companies. And then we need them to submit their notice of termination for their SWIP permit, their stormwater pollution prevention plan permit. And then there is one last punch list item that we're waiting on too. There's a couple service record forms that they haven't gotten us to date, but we're still waiting for them to submit those. Since we haven't gotten all of that, and it's a pretty hefty list, we might be best off waiting until next month to approve this. We could consider doing it contingent on successful completion of all those items, but being that it is a longer list, I think it makes more sense to table it if you guys agree.
I would agree with that, there was a long list. Motion to table final pay request number 5 till next meeting.
I'll second.
Motion and second to table the fifth and final pay request until next month's meeting. Are these just bookkeeping type things though? Or is this a time consuming to get these forms?
It does take a little while to get some of the forms. We did send in the quantities a little earlier than we typically do for a final pay estimate, but I don't know if, based on what I last heard from Jeff, I don't think he even looked at them until Friday. So I think he's got a little work to do to pull these
I'm
together.
gonna say, so it's not like they have them and they just have to forward them. They
No,
actually have
it's
to-
a little more than that at this stage, yep.
Matt, did you get a televising report? Was that thing today,
Yes, I did get that, yep. Did you get a copy of that?
John?
We did not.
No, okay. I can forward that on to you guys.
Okay, thank you.
I was gonna ask him that too.
All right, there is a motion and a second to table the final pay request. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Carried.
And then the next thing on the agenda, it looks like it's the resolution adopting the assessment. Sounds like the assessment hearing went okay, you guys weren't too hard on Bill, I mean, maybe you might have a few questions, but all in all, that went good, it sounds like.
Mhm.
Good deal.
I'd make a motion to approve resolution 425, adopting the assessments.
I'll second.
Motion and second to adopt resolution 4-25 on the 2024-25 street utility improvement assessment. Any further discussion? Not heard, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Public Works maintenance update.
Water plant is still running on one HSP. Wade has been talking with the company that the VFDs have been coming from. And he sent the two that failed so quickly back to see what was the actual reason, and he hasn't heard yet. He's been reaching out, checking on it weekly. I talked to him Thursday about it. And he said he hadn't heard anything yet. There's a couple other things we want to work with him on also, so. But, and then he also did send us a bid, as you can see here on the back side of the page, to update the electrical at the water plant. We have a sneaking suspicion that Delta Phase, which is no longer used by anyone, is part of our problem. And it's kind of hanging up the warranties on these two, so he's kind of fighting with that on those VFDs. The McLeod would not charge us anything to do this. They would be happy to have us not have Delta Phase electric there. We're the only one in their whole area that has one. So,
I just want to comment on that. When we rehabbed that water plant, Herman and the electrical contractor were at odds whether to keep that. And at the time, it was a tribute point back in 2010. So, I think John's done his due diligence with the current electrical people, and something that needs to get looked at real seriously and updated.
So you think the power is inadequate for the type of response?
so it's, okay, I don't know how much you know about electricity.
I don't be real.
Okay, so it's three-phase electricity. One is a ground, two are power that come into the building. When it's a delta, one of those powers goes straight to ground. It's not supposed to work when you do that, but it does. But it also doesn't. It's not as reliable. And so what ours is doing right now is we only have one phase going into the building and actually powering. The other one is actually going straight to ground. And through the mad science of something, it still works, but it's not as efficient, and there's a number of things coming that it's caused these problems that we're pretty sure, because we can't find anything else that's caused any of these problems. And I don't know why the first ones lasted 15 years and these new ones don't last, what, a month, 2 months?
Well, they might not be
Something-
manufactured to run on that.
Yeah, and that's why he sent those back to them to say, and the first thing they ask is, what kind of three-phase do you have?
And the other thing I want to add to what John said was, for the layman's explanation, when you have a delta ground, it's wildly finding where's the ground. It's just wildly, and that could be, because you have a good current flow, that could be frying or reduce.
Did they give a time frame on when we think we might hear something back, or?
He has not gotten a time frame. That's why he's calling them weekly, trying to be a burr into their saddle to get an answer. So,
Are they aware that we're holding off on
they are.
hiring this
Mhm.
lineup? Do we
They
know
are.
for sure we're not causing it?
Yes, they are.
So I'm all for this, I think we need to do it. My only concern is I look at the water fund amount in there, And I know that we have debt to be paid in December that we can't even cover with what's there right now. So I think we need to look at raising the rates, as much as I don't want my water rates to go up. I don't know how else. I mean, we can wait till the end of the year and see how it pans out, but it's not looking, numbers don't look good.
No.
So,
Not at all.
And if we do this, I'd like to do it before the frost. You know, I understand the whole money issue, but it'd be a lot easier if we could get this done and dug in before everything freezes up.
Like I said, I'm not all for it, we need
Yeah,
to do it.
yeah. No, I understand.
And what John's asking, the digging in of the conduit beforehand, just a very small percentage of the whole project.
Yes,
Very small.
yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the last time we discussed this, we opted to raise the base and not the actual usage.
Mhm. Yeah.
And we
That-
did it,
yeah.
did we do a 3-year or
I can't
5-year?
remember.
And
Last year,
Are we going up?
incrementally-
We just rose it $2 last year, the base rate for this year,
Okay,
and that was it so far. That was all.
we did do it for years to come.
But we did one back when Debbie was in.
That was a while ago.
That was quite a while
That
ago.
was
I'm
like
just
when I
trying to
first
recall
got
how
it.
we did that. I thought we did.
We only
Maybe,
did
I think
base.
that's what we need to look at though now. We did a little bit for this year. We probably need to just keep up with inflation.
Yeah,
So everything's going up. So we could just put that on an agenda before just January.
Yep.
To look at the rates. I'll make a motion to approve the WZ Electric estimate for the new power at the water treatment plant.
I'll second.
Motion and second to approve the estimate to switch over the tower at the water plant. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Carried.
So what are we doing for this year?
Yeah, the mag meter, when we're waiting on them to come, they said it was a 5-week, if I remember right, and then 5 weeks, and they would be able to get a hold of us and set up a time to get out here and do it. Part of that was when they said, well, you're gonna have to add a whole other box to the system out here because the electronics won't fit in the existing one. And Dave says, I've got one, and we went and found it, and the guy says, yep, that's big enough, I just need you to install it. That's installed and ready to go, so whenever they show up, they don't have to go, hey, I need you to put this in, it's in. So it's done ahead of time for them.
So 5 weeks, so where are we at?
We're at 4,
All right.
because we called them the next day after last meeting. So, so I'm hoping I'll call them tomorrow and see where they're at on that also. Otherwise, we're getting things ready for winter. Leaves are falling like crazy and we're continuing to pick up leaves. And we've ordered all the missing street signs. As soon as they are completed, I will go get them because it was a lot cheaper for me to drive down there and get them than it is for them to ship them. A lot cheaper. So,
Sometimes we've piggybacked on the county doing their, when they order some, just FYI.
Okay.
Sure.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
This 4-ton sign right out here, whose is that? Is that county or
That's
city?
county.
Okay.
If it's on 5 here.
Do something
It's
with
twisted.
that?
No, it's just twisted.
Could you get that fixed for us?
Yeah, I can say so.
I did go around also and twist street signs that were not facing the right way.
Yeah.
The wind is just,
Yeah, and one of them I need to, most of them I fixed, I tightened set screws down. There's one that I have to pull off and adjust the set and try and loosen the set screws to get them to work again. And you might have noticed we put the new one on 212 and 13. And I went to start tightening the set screws and Dave honked the horn at me and I looked up and went, oh, we turned that 90 degrees. Then I set the set screws. Dave had a good laugh in the cab at me. Otherwise, that's all I've got.
Questions for Public Works? Comments, concerns? Thank you, John.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you. Thank you. Here.
Then I realized, nice to meet you. Take care, man. See you, man.
Next steps for non-compliant zoning violation.
So we received a letter from the Wares that they will be staying living in the apartments up front upstairs. No, you don't see that.
Who is that from? I'm sorry.
The Wares.
Rhonda Ware.
Oh, that's Rhonda. Okay.
Yep,
Okay, thank you.
from the other violators, we have,
Can I ask a question? They're gonna, when are they gonna start doing that?
It's a long one.
To whom it may concern, we will be staying, living upstairs. So I guess I have a question about, is there another access point other than the steps outside? Because as of the other day, there's something blocking that, and there's something blocking the door up on the top of those steps.
Is that this place over here?
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah, there's stairs inside.
there's stairs inside. They can access it, they can access it from inside?
Yeah, that's how he showed me the upstairs.
I
I
see.
see here, so.
I was just curious. I didn't know that.
So you've been in to look since they've been remodeling, or?
No,
Oh.
just that one time when he came to the meeting.
Oh.
He gave me. a
So
tour.
how do we verify?
That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure on how we want Ken or what to verify that.
I think they have to allow you in, I mean, otherwise you need to get
Yes.
to the court
I think
to
they,
get, and that would be my guess, I mean, the sheriff can verify. Oh,
so I think because they're non-compliant, we could request to inspect to see if they are actually in compliant or not.
No, that we can't doubt it.
Yeah. Nothing from the other.
Are we ready to go then from the other?
Oh,
Well, or are we just going to accept their letter and I'm just curious.
I guess if their true intent is to remodel and live in the upstairs, they would meet the letter of the ordinance and.
I think if somebody has, evidence to the contrary, then we should
Okay,
make a step further, but otherwise I.
except that they're going to move up there and then until we hear something different?
That's what I would say, you know.
Okay.
My opinion.
Okay. Thank you.
And then the other property, we have not heard anything back from them at all. They were served, ended up being served their letter by the sheriff's department. So we know that they have got it. It wasn't certified and they did pick it up for the longest time eventually, so then we had it served. And talking with the attorney, so they kind of have two options. What did you say? The city can choose to fine them, which it classifies as a misdemeanor. So not to exceed $300 or imprisonment for up to 90 days. And we can, every day that they're in violation is a separate offense. Otherwise, the council can choose to move forward with an injunction and an injunction request to the court, and the court ordered the violator to immediately stop the bad act, sorry. Which in this case would mean vacant.
Is that from the attorney? Did he give us a price of what? the
No, he did
process-
not.
Okay.
I said how much it would cost the city to have the attorney take it to court.
Yeah.
He did not.
I suspect the fines, nothing will happen. They won't be paid, and will it buy them time to get past the deadline for forcing vacating the premises? And we have until,
Well, their deadline is, their 90 days is passed. So,
That was the letter that was
Yeah.
sent, right? But
Yeah,
then, when
right.
did they actually get the letter? Do we know?
so,
And we have to-
July.
You have to go from 90 days from.
So the letter states 90 days from the date of the letter, which was sent to them on the 10th, which was right after the June meeting. They did not actually receive the letter because they chose not to pick it up at the post office until middle of July. I don't remember the exact
Okay.
date.
So we're at 3 months anyway,
Yes.
so, yeah.
I was just thinking if we go the route of finding every day, we would simply drag on until they can't be evicted for the winter.
Mhm.
That's my concern.
We're probably there already, huh, with that being October 13th or 14th or whatever it is.
But they pretty much already been told that they can't live there. So it's not like it's,
Yeah, they were told that today. That's the thing. So,
We were told that years ago and then anyway,
yeah.
so.
I'm
It was
just,
November.
I would be curious
Oh.
if, how long that process takes, because in my experience anyway, these
It's
processes take
very
a long time.
They do, but that's my dilemma, is do we
right.
just move forward with that injunction right away?
I think so.
Knowing that they're not gonna pay a fine,
In time,
and it's just gonna buy them more time, and then we ultimately have to do the injunction anyway.
So,
Yeah.
I think it's.
and that's kind of what in talking with the attorney, he kind of made that assumption as well, like, because, well, we both kind of agreed they haven't done anything now for how many times and how many letters. Do we really think they're gonna pay the fine? I would be surprised. I mean, they could.
So the cold weather law starts October 1st, but that's not cutting off utilities. And what's the other one?
Eviction. There was
I
something
can
to
see the
eviction.
process taking too long. Maybe in the end, could we get, I mean, I would want to move forward with that as well. I would like to, is it Griffin that you're talking
Yes.
to? To give us an idea on cost and timeline. But I don't think finding is gonna like do that. Even if we would start the process, it's can't cost thousands of dollars right away. We'll get a better idea of what the whole thing is gonna cost.
Do we want a decision made on how to proceed, or do you want information back from the attorney before we proceed?
I think we should proceed.
I think that's my kind of thought. Process just takes so long.
Mhm.
Do you want a motion and then
I think
we'll make a motion to go ahead with that, with the injunction process? Then in the interim, if you can get, have Griffin maybe give you an estimate on costs and time frame for completion,
Okay.
that'd be good.
I'll second.
there is a motion and second to move forward with the injunction process to have the residents at, I don't recall the address. Was forced to vacate the property.
115 Main Street, I believe. Technically, there's two addresses because it's two parcels. I know one was 15.
Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Where are we at with the blight ordinance and unlicensed vehicle stuff? Last time we had the sheriff or whoever was here, they were doing fines on who was not in non-compliance. Do we have an update?
I
on
have
that
not
since
gotten an
then?
update
Can you
from
ask
them.
them for an update
Yep.
on that? Please, thank you.
All right, update on removal of the mobile office.
What's it, are we talking about
Out at
the what?
Big
Sullivan.
Oh.
Ballroom.
So, yeah, that was supposed to be
Yeah.
removed. Council gave them until October first to remove that. Alan Henson had called me and he said that they were, the only utilities they had hooked up was the electricity, so they were getting that disconnected and putting it into transport mode. So that way, they have it listed for sale, so that way, if it doesn't sell, or they're working on trying to get it relocated if it doesn't sell. And that way it can go at any time, especially before we get any snow, because if they don't put it in, get it ready for into transport mode, then it'll likely be stuck there until.
So it's in process.
They're trying.
Yes.
Okay, discussion on resolution 5-20, policy for sale of residential lots.
So on this one, I've had a few different residents come in and ask questions about this and how we are leasing it and stuff. And in some of them, they think that the minimum of 150,000 is too low and they would like to see it raised to be higher. But part of that is also their concern because we had 3 lots that were sold in December of 2023 that have yet to get building permits at all for anything. And it, as the resolution states, it should be within a year.
Is that mine included?
Yes, yes, that is yours. Also, you're one of them.
In my defense, our current house is valued higher than both of those lots. So technically, we wouldn't have to build on it at all because it already, met the requirement for both lots. Although the plan is to build on it. So. Just saying, in my defense.
So if I can just play the devil's advocate, where does it say that?
It's a minimum 150,000 per lot.
That's not what I'm reading. The buyer will be required to construct at least a single-family dwelling valued at a minimum of 150 on the property.
Yep.
But it doesn't say anything about the adjoining property. Not the way I'm interpreting
Yeah,
it.
what you would do is,
I'm not saying, but
I just know that Rouse's did the same thing, so if you're doing it, if you're building all, they bought it and then built. I don't know how much is on one lot or how much is on the other, but they bought the 2 lots and the combination is over 300,000. So I don't know how you.
who are we talking about?
Rouse's, that's the one I can think of that bought 2 lots.
Don't Rouse?
Casey Rouse?
Yeah, don't they just have, isn't it just
No,
their
they-
house?
They've got two lots.
I mean, but they only built on,
Right, right.
okay,
I don't know, I didn't go and measure what's on what, but there's 2 lots, so
okay.
depends on how you look, I guess, that
Because
needs to be
honestly,
clarified.
why, I mean, if you're gonna buy 2, why would you put a $150,000 building on each lot?
But if you buy them if you buy them at the same time, what Rouse's did seems like it fits. What Eilers did, we worked around that, right? They built a shed and then they built the house. And combined, right? Mike Turstig built his house, wanted to buy a lot, but didn't want to spend $150,000 on a shed. So I may be misinterpreting this, but I don't see that it says anything to do with the existing property that you own.
I don't know either how.
Well, I
this
have
one
to
is
assume that you're adding it to your current property,
Mhm.
that it then becomes one big property.
To really get that clarified, if that's what people wanna do, no matter who it is, you would just combine your parcels and have just one parcel, and you're. You know what I mean?
Right.
That, I mean,
I mean, at the time we built our house, that, we asked about 2 lots, and we were said, well, you have to put a building on each lot. I said, why would we do that? We would want to put our house in the middle of the 2 lots. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And then it, over time, was clarified better that, okay, it just has to be the total value,
Where,
and then it was,
can I,
and it's not written, I guess it
Okay.
was just, it was
okay, it's not written,
approved
so,
because that's
Okay.
how the lots are out there.
so who's having any issues? I mean, what's the issue? Is the issue?
It's
what's the
just,
issue?
there's been
Not getting
multiple
done in
people,
time?
multiple people complaining or just asking questions, well, why they built these or bought these lots and it says that you're supposed to do it within a year and it hasn't been built, and others have
Which one hasn't been built? Is there something that hasn't been built?
Gene Sticks.
Okay, I was gonna say, I can't do it.
Gene Sticks and then the one.
Is there 2 lots there, or is there 1 lot there? It's one lot.
Julie, she bought 2.
The
and then-
Thursday one.
She bought
Gene
2.
Tursty owns 2.
Oh, okay,
Nope,
yeah.
Gene Turstick bought 2,
Okay,
and then Julie bought 1, but where Julie has that's where you get the 3 lots.
Yeah. okay.
So,
Oh. So what is,
so and some others that are out there that don't necessarily, one of their concerns too is they think that, the $150,000 minimum is too low because they don't, some people that are out there don't want this little shed be built and have a little tiny home there. They want to kind of preserve the neighborhood that's out there too. So some have questions on if we should think that we should also raise the minimum too. So I just want to discuss it, have the
You
council
can't build a
discuss
house
it
for
and,
$150,000.
well, exactly.
So,
yeah.
Unless- Yeah,
I don't think anybody cares about changing her. Really.
well, it seems to me like at a minimum, we should, if I'm looking at number 2, point number 2 on here, if circumstances do not allow for construction, begin within 1 year, a committee of 2 counselors and administrator will meet to determine whether the situation warrants a waiver. So at least at a minimum, we should be talking to those people and bringing that information back here so that we can say, approve a waiver for 1 year. Sounds like we're going to have to approve it a couple times for, maybe for the one person. It's been December of 23, we're coming up on 2 years, right?
Yep.
So I think at a minimum, we should do that.
Do you have contact with them? Is there a number,
I would have to,
they fill out any application or anything?
they
Yet?
haven't filled out anything since we got the lot.
So they
bought the
bought
lot.
them, but they've never, no land use or,
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I haven't had, not a word since they,
well, there's
Purchased
got
it.
to be information on the county
yeah.
website there, so we can get
Yeah, let's get a
information,
letter
see what they, yeah.
Julie,
Yeah.
can make a comment here? The lots in question of Gene Turstic, they have did considerable improvements with the drain tile rerouting and adding fill and dirt and stuff, so they've done work on it.
they plan to build there.
Yeah.
You can see they're
Yeah,
getting it built ready.
I think that'd be my suggestion is that, Tracy, if you could please get a hold of the people that this affects, and then we would get, and I'll volunteer to be one of the 2 counselors to meet with the people and so that we can get a waiver and at least adhere to this resolution.
Yeah.
That make sense?
I should not be the other due to conflict of interest.
I'm not sure why you shouldn't be, but okay.
But I mean, in all honesty though, I mean, Julie does have a point. She bought the property adjacent to her, so I feel like this needs to be amended. Like that we need to amend it that if, if a property is bought adjacent and the overall value of, the structure on one property is equal to or greater than 300,000 or whatever, that then the rule would not pertain, like
Yeah.
making them build another $150,000 building pool.
I concur, the way this is written, I think we should modify it. If that was the intent, then I agree with you that we should modify this.
This has been changed various times too, so.
It has, okay,
Yeah, this is now what we're, stuff comes up and then it gets changed, so.
yeah.
Absolutely can get changed up. The easier solution to me would be that whoever's doing this would just combine their parcels and they're worried.
If they buy the lot, you buy the parcel, and then
That's
that's
all. Right, or with them.
I don't, how, what would be like, how,
What do you-
what would be the legwork behind doing something like that, combining the
Or you
parcels?
just call
And
it.
then-
You
It's
go to
that's
the
already
zoning,
changed.
Oh.
And it's just one lot.
Oh, okay.
That's, I guess that was my issue.
But
But
again,
I mean, it doesn't hurt to change it.
yeah, this doesn't
Then
say
you're
that
not.
by combining
Yeah,
it, that's
right.
gonna,
Yeah.
to your point. So,
Find a wording, how to word that.
yeah,
Or you, if you want to send it
Yeah,
to me.
I
I'll bring it.
probably
Something.
standard in that meeting.
Always trying to change stuff.
Bill, you got it?
Yeah.
So,
Like us, I don't know, we don't know when people buy stuff either.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that. I didn't know who bought was lost. I
Mhm.
don't know how, unless it comes up here. Nobody tells
So
us.
they, yeah, they were,
Nobody even tells you really until you.
well,
Nobody-
didn't they bought the lots from us,
Well,
right?
okay, those we know, yeah.
Okay, okay.
I wouldn't, I mean, I'm not in the office, but. like, I'm not
City
saying-
city would know.
the
this.
Yeah.
council
Yeah.
approved, had to approve at one of their meetings. It may have been prior to your time. I don't remember.
Oh.
I don't remember timing
The
wise, but
EDA is
And
one.
these
The
are
one
just
was
the
at the
EDA
EDA.
lot, or these are just the
Well-
city lots, these aren't any lot.
Yeah.
If a private person owns
Right.
a piece of property and sells it to someone, we can't force them to
But
build
some-
on it.
some are owned by-
According to this,
Some are owned by the EDA
Yeah.
too, so we.
one of
those
these
we
is
wouldn't.
EDA and
Yes.
some of these is council and.
So, but
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, to clarify that, I would be on a committee, I mean, if you need somebody else, naturally. You can get a hold of the party.
Okay.
Okay.
For this, this may be just a quick question about the property between now where Paul Setzefont lives and Bob Vanderhagen, which I think has come up before, and I didn't know if that,
That's come up for weeds and lawn care.
different times.
Sets of
And
fronts,
both of those
such.
guys would love to buy that lot and split it and maintain it, but because of this resolution, it's my understanding they aren't interested because they'd have to build a
that
150.
was not my understanding, because again, according to their current house values, they would just add that property to theirs.
Doesn't say that.
However,
No, but I mean, truthfully,
Yeah.
it doesn't say that.
No, it doesn't.
Paulie Setz
I
has talked to me
believe-
about that, Lowell Lauer talked to me
when
about
Flowers were there, but I
Yeah.
recall the discussion being they didn't want to, they wanted it for a lesser cost than what the city was.
That's what we, whoever was in, asked that. It was about the price.
Yeah,
That's what came before me.
that's what
Yeah,
came
okay,
before
well-
that, was earlier.
Right.
So, but in the way this is worded, if they bought it, one of them bought it, they'd have to build $150,000 building, structure.
So let's clarify that then. Because that lot's been there like forever, but what Julie said, I remember whoever it was that came, I think it was Bob Vanderhagen was here, asking he wanted a lower price.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
So point number 3 in here, it talks about if it remains unsold after 20 years. How long do you think it's been there?
That's been a long time.
I truthfully kind of
In
thought that's
fact-
what this was about.
In fact, that's why that got added.
Yeah,
And I don't know if
And
we're
it
at
has
20.
been 20
Has it
years.
now?
has it?
Yes, because we built our house
Okay.
we broke ground in '05,
Mhm.
Yeah,
we moved in '06.
that was.
So-
So it's 20,
Yeah,
that's
that was
20.
And it was already there,
Sure.
both of those houses were there already
But again, then the city council would have to agree to lower the price.
What would be our, no, I mean, it wouldn't it be like what's on 13th Street, or wouldn't it just be whatever the assessed value is, or?
It's the price is
listed
more
here.
or less, it's just the assessed value.
It's right in number section 1 there. Instead
Oh, I
of,
gotta go up there, okay,
Yeah.
that's where it is,
Yeah.
okay.
and that might have
The
been changed.
I didn't think the cost was the assessed value. I thought
We
the
changed-
cost was the,
What we ended up doing was because there were so many different projects that were included, that it was so hard to keep track of what per lot. That's why we went to this $75 for this, 25 for this, instead of if you would have seen the spreadsheet on what all this
I
is,
thought
just
it was just the cost of like the
crazy.
per lot for the water sewer separation and stuff.
But no,
So it more or less
it
is
more or
what it
less
is.
was
Yeah,
taking those
assessment.
prices to get them.
Okay.
But it was
So-
something we could use uniformly, so that we're not, Zimmerman's second edition wasn't different than the first, and
Okay,
11th Street wasn't different than 13th, you know, so it was a lot easier to have a per linear foot for anything out there. Based on
Mhm.
costs, you know, so. So if we change that wording, and then what else do,
well, or what is that, like on that lot particular, in particular,
oh, just take the linear, what's the footage, and then add your
yeah.
stuff together.
And I don't need to know that tonight, but maybe you could let us know, Tracy, because
Yeah.
that one's been sitting there a long time, we might as well
Well,
part with it, right?
and then how do you address the assessments for the sewer? You know, are you gonna still assess that $4,000, that's just a hookup assessment, are we still gonna stay with that?
That only gets assessed if there is a hookup,
Only assessment as a hookup, so that would not be a.
unless they're gonna build
Thank you.
something there. So what do we?
No, I was just, truthfully, that's what I thought maybe this was about, I didn't
Oh, I
know that there was
So-
other circumstances, but, so maybe if you could come back at next meeting and whatever the linear feet is on that lot, just for curiosity, then if it's been there 20 years, we could sell it for,
less than.
and without the criteria of them building the structure. And I think,
Should be.
are we asking Tracy then to wordsmith something to reword resolution 5-20?
Yeah, because we almost need like a 2A and then like a 2B, have it be either or, you know.
Are we wanting to do anything with $150,000 minimum? We're gonna redo it, or we're gonna redo it?
I don't know if I have enough information tonight personally to, you know, to make a recommendation.
So it says a single family dwelling, meaning I'm assuming that is the textbook definition of a home?
House.
Yep.
Yeah. So I would say leave it. If they can figure out a way to build a house for $150,000, big my kudos to
It
them.
would
We
be
might do a house or a
700 foot.
townhouse.
Is that even allowed?
700 square foot
I
home.
think it's based on, it would be based on the estimated
Something
monthly
like that.
value, no, not necessarily, so say for carpenters do their own work, the cost won't be, you know what I'm saying? It'll be whatever the assessor's office would value it at.
I was gonna say,
That's
yeah,
what-
it's still the value.
That's what you're paying taxes
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
so that's kind of what,
Yeah.
that was the.
Your assessed
idea.
value would be should be what it would sell for.
Right.
Yep.
Necessarily what, you know how that works.
Cost to build.
Yeah.
One of those shipping container houses.
Well, we did over the years have people inquire about moving a house onto those lots. And I believe the decision by the council at that time was, no, it needed to be.
I don't remember that, but, you know.
Yeah.
But to me, it would be what the estimated, somebody can figure that, assessor's office can figure that out. They could go look at the house and make a
Because the
determination.
castle house, there were people that were thinking about moving, buying the castle house and moving it out there onto a big lot out there.
Oh,
They said it doesn't meet the,
oh, I remember that.
doesn't meet the $150,000.
Well, maybe at that time,
Value.
it wasn't even, the estimated market value probably wasn't that at the time. You know what I mean? You could look that up on property taxes next.
house at the time.
It's probably way less than that.
50,000.
Yeah, I'm sure that was why.
Resolution 5-25, designating annual polling place.
This is that annual,
Yep.
make a motion to approve resolution 525.
I'll second.
Motion and second to approve resolution 5-25, designating annual polling place. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Approve hiring of Pete Caspers as part-time on-call help.
So he mostly is going to be helping out with kind of like the splash pad bathrooms. He kind of came in and asked Dawn and I about the questions about the bathrooms and stuff like that. So we asked him.
You retired?